After the wreckage, there is a clearing, and that's where we find ourselves today. Uranus has left Taurus, yay, and we are standing in a very different version of our lives compared to 7-8 years ago. Many of you shared your stories of personal wreckage in the comments of my recent Uranus in Taurus video. There were over 500 of you telling your truth about being through the wreckage. And honestly, it was powerful to witness. And if you missed that conversation and that video, you can find the link below. But right now, the ground has stopped shaking and it's time to pick up the pieces. So this video is all about moving past the wreckage and into your next chapter. In this video, I'm doing a full After the Wreckage reading, starting with a foundational healing message with an oracle deck for each element to set the energy, followed by specific tarot messages for each individual sign to help you heal and rebuild. Coffee up, friends! So before we dive into the individual signs, we're going to look at the foundations. I'm going to go through all 4 of the elements first because the wreckage didn't just hit us individually. It hit us collectively by element also. Whether you are fire, earth, air, or water, these 4 messages are the elemental keys to how we rebuild after the wreckage. I recommend listening to your sun element for your physical path, your rising element for how the world is shifting around you. And if you're feeling the mental wreckage of what went down especially hard, the air message might have the answer, even if you're a water sign. We're all connected in this clearing after the wreckage. So let's see what the elements need to hear first. All right, fire signs. After the wreckage, your next chapter begins. What do we need to know about that? Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, fire sign elements. What do you need to know? Let us see. I like when one sticks. There we go. All right, what do we have here? We have expansion. And doesn't this look like a wand in tarot? You are getting ready to move up into higher levels of awareness through embracing your life experiences. And number 23, in case you like numbers and you're into numerology. Okay, so you're getting ready to move up into higher levels of awareness through embracing your life experiences. So this can be also not just embracing them, assimilating them, and moving on, but also maybe sharing them with other people, turning them into art, turning them into story, into conversation. It's like we go through it to grow through it, right? It's like kind of that vibe. So share in the comments what life experience is bringing you a higher level of awareness, and how are you going to use that information in your life? What is that expansion? Earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Let's get a message for you. After the wreckage, healing, moving into a new chapter. What do you need to know? Let us see. We have soul purpose. Isn't that gorgeous? Number 49, something exciting is on the horizon for you if you follow your passion. So at the heart of who you are, what is that passionate purpose? Okay. And that is connected with your soul. So, you know, we've gone through this major clearing as we've discussed, right? So it's like blockages were removed, even if we were not maybe totally aware of those blockages or accepting that those things were actually blockages to a greater path ahead. Okay, now again, just in general. So I think this is very telling. So, you know, you cleared a lot of stuff out, as many of us did with Uranus going through Taurus. So now is the time for exciting new things on the horizon. But it is connected with your deep emotions and what you feel you really want to pursue. not what other people are telling you to be doing. So earth signs, share in the comments. What is this passion and soul purpose you are going to be following and finding and discovering? All right, air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. After the wreckage, the new chapter begins. Let's see what you need to know about that. All right, we have lightheartedness, number 57. It is time for you to let your inner child out to play. Isn't this interesting? Because Uranus now in Gemini, Gemini is about youth. It's about youthful exuberance. It can be about the inner child. We have definitely felt a palpable energy shift from, the wreckage of Uranus through Taurus, and now Uranus in Gemini bringing, yes, changes, of course, as we know, but the new chapter can be a little lighter, a little more lighthearted. If we can let our inner child out, if we can have that energy of experimentation, curiosity, learning, these types of things, exploration, inventiveness. So if our energy, especially mentally, right, with the air signs, if our mental and communication energies can be infused with a little more play and the things I just said, that can go a long way toward healing and starting our next chapter also. So, and we may feel, some of you have said this in the comments recently, we are feeling a palpable energy shift of feeling a major weight being lifted from us with that. I mean, it was heavy energy with Uranus going through Taurus and just shaking up the whole foundation of our lives. So how are you going to do this, air signs? In the comments, you are really going to be the leaders of this with Uranus in an air sign. So, you're going to be the models of this. Now, to be lighthearted doesn't mean you don't take things seriously. Of course, you can still take things seriously. But it is more about giving ourselves that permission, to the inner child of following our bliss, doing our art, just doing things because they nurture our soul and make us happy. Our modern world is so hepped up and hyped up with productivity and scheduling every minute of the day, and this must have this X result, and is that making money, and all of that shenanigans. So this is a reminder, I think, about the joy of living. And that is also, I think, an important directive for your energy is to embrace your joy and what makes you feel light, free, and happy. All right, water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Let's see what you need to know after the wreckage. A new chapter getting ready here for you. Let us see. After the wreckage. After the wreckage. Ooh, we have number 68, boon, B-O-O-N. Heaven is rushing in and showering you with blessings. Open your heart to receive. Okay, so boon, like a bounty of stuff coming in, as it says in this card, blessings. So the feeling that I am getting from this, nothing can replace what has been lost, right? Whatever happened with that wreckage, you cannot have an exact replacement for your favorite cat who died, right? You cannot have an exact replacement for your house that you loved, etc. You get the point. However, as the poet Rumi said, everything comes round again in another form. So you can have another cat who you also love very, very much. You can have another house that you love living in. Okay. So there's something here. I feel like whatever was emptied out, which again, many of us went through this massive emptying out and purging and so many losses. Now the universe, because there's a vacuum, right? The universe is going to come in and start refilling your world with valuable things, valuable experiences, new people, whatever the type of blessings are that you would like to have in your world. That is what I feel. So yes, open your heart to receive, because of course, after the wreckage, I mean, we've been through so much. Our hearts can sometimes be closed off. We can have a wall up. It makes perfect sense. So there can be something here, especially sensitive water signs. It can be like, okay, maybe think about that. Softening your heart a little bit and opening the door to it a tiny bit to start letting some of this stuff flow in. And before we get into the single sign readings, I just want to show you how these 4 cards work together as a sentence. We're going to expand. After the wreckage, we are expanding into our soul purpose because we're feeling lighter. And in doing so, we're going to bring blessings to ourselves. Does that not tell a perfect story for all of us? I think it does. All right, Aries, let's get an after the wreckage message for you. We are switching oracle decks now. So we're going to just pull an oracle and do a quick tarot clarification to give you some healing advice for your next chapter. All right, Aries, let us see what we have here. We have relax into the unknown, initiate with trust, number 44. Initiate with trust. That is very Aries. That's also a very Fool card. Okay. Relax into the unknown. Okay, I like it. So you don't have to over-engineer anything. You can I'm getting a feeling like it does say initiate with trust, but then don't over-engineer the next steps. See what life starts to bring you. After you initiate with trust, then see how the universe is responding. That's the vibe I'm getting here. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we need to know. I'm getting kind of also like just co-create with spirit a little bit more, because Aries, right? We can be very hard-headed. We can be very fixated on, our way or the highway. So it just can be something like that. This co-creation with the universe vibe is what I am getting. All right, let's see. Aries, see what we need to know. Gorgeous. Ace of Coins and a 10 of Swords. Okay, let's pull one more. And the Empress, beautiful. So it's about using your creative energy. This is about unlocking, unblocking, moving forward after a period that might have been very stuck mentally for you. Mental blocks, just feeling like you didn't know which way to go. And also you weren't trusting. I think that's the other thing, because as it says here, initiate with trust. So I think there's something going on here with this 10 of Swords that I don't think it was that you didn't trust yourself, but maybe, because maybe you were just going through some heavy things, as we know, right? The 10 of Swords here. So maybe you just weren't in the mood to initiate anything either. You had a lot on your mind. You had to process through things before you were ready. But you could have also just felt like, I don't trust the universe anymore to help me out or meet me halfway. But that's different now, because we have this gorgeous Ace of Coins. That's the initiate with trust. You are going to plant a very valuable seed out into the universe, and you're going to nurture it and let it grow and see how the results start coming back. The results may take a little time. Of course, it's the Empress here, but this is about consistently showing up and nurturing that Ace of Coins that you are going to plant. That's going to, the universe could also bring it in, but as it says, initiate with trust. So yes, this could be your hand that's planting the seed. It could also be the universe is coming with the seed to inspire you to initiate, okay, whichever way. And this has to do with your creativity and your money, and those two things together. Now, if you want a little more insight into May, which, depending on when you're watching this, May 2026, I have a special freebie for you, Aries. Just sign up. I will leave a link below. My Stella scope is on my website. You just have to sign up for access. And I give a couple important dates about money that you might be interested in, and also mini horoscope. So you can check that out. But this is an important month for you to get something initiated with your money life, especially. So, you might want to check that out. And we have this beautiful Empress here. So relax. That's the other thing. The Empress is not bothered. She's sitting there chillaxing. Why? Because she believes in herself. She believes in her right to receive. And she knows that the seed that she is planting or has planted is divinely aligned with her life force energy. So of course it's going to work out. All right, Taurus, let's see what you need to know after the wreckage of Uranus in your sign. Let's not even talk about it anymore. I mean, you can if you want. We're here for you. We all are in the comments if you want to tell us more. But let's talk about your next chapter. And did you check out your birthday reading, Taurus? It is on the channel. I do have a special solar return birthday playlist. It's right there, so check it out. Over 10,000 of you have watched it already. So thank you for that. All right, Taurus. After the wreckage. All right, let us see. What do we have here? Ooh. Okay, we have number 33. Create a healthy structure. And we have preserve your inner world. Okay. So yeah, I mean, I know because I read all the comments that many as Taurus especially, like there was no structure, or the structures you had in your life that you relied on and depended upon, your home, your family, where you were living, your job, etc. Many of you had a lot of wreckage with those things. So there was no structure by the time we got to the end of this freaking transit. So this is about rebuilding a healthy structure for yourself. 33, the number 3, energy, numerology of creativity and growth, merging things together to create something new. And preserve your inner world. That's very interesting. Let me know what you think that means in the comments. I feel like it's something about your own boundaries, your own sovereignty, your own life force energy, and still, like, I kind of feel like the vibe of protecting your own dreams, that and being even more dedicated to those after the wreckage. But you let me know what that is. Preserve your inner world. I'd like to hear from you, Taurus. Okay, let's see. Let's see what we got going on here with this energy. This is a really pretty card. I love the flower. If you want to dive into some astrology, check out my Stella scope. It's free. You just got to sign up for it. It's on my website. I will leave a link in the description. You might want to know a little bit more about your special month. There's some important dates in there. Okay, let us see. Page of Coins. The 10 of Wands. There's the builder energy. And the Knight of Coins. Okay, look, this is so interesting. Tarot is so freaking literal here. This is all about reconstruction. That's what this is. And the thing I would say, though, about this 10 of Wands, you're not afraid of hard work and what you need to do to rebuild your life with this healthy structure. Okay. But what I would say is I would encourage you to look beyond the work. So to me, this 10 of Wands is the literal structure that you are going to be building. You probably already have 10 different things you're thinking of that you want to rebuild in your life. But this Page of Coins is what's interesting because that's the inner child Taurus. That's mini me Taurus. And you can see what is valuable to me about this new structure that I want to build in my life, that I need to build after the wreckage. This is about looking within, because the 10 of Wands, they can't see in front of their face. So rather than skip this step and go right to, well, let me just start doing stuff, I think it's important for you to, as the card was saying here, right, this inner world, preserve your inner world. So what is your inner world? What does your inner child need right now? I know it sounds like so, psychological and whatever, but it's true. I mean, there's a little being inside all of us who still wants the joy, the happiness, the dreams, the fun, etc. So what is that for you? It's going to look different for everybody, rather than just skipping to the 10 of Wands step. And then we have this beautiful Knight of Coins. you are going to be rebuilding. You are rebuilding. It may take a little time, as we know, right? After that wreckage, sure. But you are going to be building something solid in your life. Okay. That is healthy and aligned with your energy. And you are going to, have plans in your hand. You're going to have results in your hand, and you're going to get it done. Just try to look at the little bit of the bigger picture than necessarily just the next to-do list step is all I would say here from this. Like, look at the whole rather than just the moving parts. All right, Gemini, let's see what you need to know after the wreckage. New chapters, healing, all the things. Let us see. Gemini. All right, what do we have here? We have, discover yourself anew. Look inside and rise. Number 26. This is freaking gorgeous. So yes, you are going to be discovering yourself anew with Uranus in your sign. Okay, so yes, Uranus in Taurus was very challenging because it was really upsetting everybody's sense of security, material needs, and, foundation in our lives. Very different vibe than having Uranus in your sign, which can be a lot more about epiphanies, inventions, different ways of communication, different ways of using new, exciting technologies like discovery, curiosity, which is what this card is about. And so, yes, Uranus is going to help you discover yourself anew in this new chapter. Look inside and rise. How are you going to be rising in your life, Gemini? How are you going to reinvent yourself? Like, where and how do you see yourself becoming different, shiny, bright, and new, and with different energy and trying new things? All right, what do we got here? Gorgeous. Empress, the 3 of coins, so Gemini energy, and a 5 of coins. Okay, so we have double threes here, and you are the 3rd sign of the zodiac. Okay, so there is energy here about an internal shift away from scarcity, away from I can't do it because, or feeling left out. This can be about finding a group of people that you really connect with. This can be about birthing something new in terms of your creativity, in terms of your financial life, coming up with new inspired plans to grow your finances, to grow your creative efforts, to grow your family, if that's important to you. I mean, whatever you have going on with the Empress. Okay. But this 5 of coins is what's interesting, because that is an energy of feeling like I've been passed over or passed by. So what I would say in combination with this, discover yourself anew, how are you immediately shutting down that discovery before it even happens by coming up with ways it can't happen, right? Talking yourself out of an idea before it even sees the light of day, before you even try something, because you are ruled by Mercury. And while Mercury is a great planet, you could also see 2 sides to everything. That's your nature. And we don't want to go against our nature. That is your nature. You're the twins. So you're going to see both sides of the coin, of course. Okay. But you can see this side, the 5 of coins. You can see that side of the coin of, well, yeah, but that doesn't mean you have to make your decision to live in that energy. Okay. So that's what I would say here, that, there is a whole wellspring here of energy you can build upon, especially like creative life force energy, both of this Empress and the 3 of coins. So don't shut yourself off from that creation. It really can be this vibe of feeling the fear and doing it anyway. It can be a little bit of performance anxiety is what I feel also with this 5 of coins. Like, what if I try out for the theater group and I don't make it? Or what if I do get accepted and I get the leading role? Oh my God, then what? So don't, like I said, don't exclude yourself before you see and try. There could be some new group energies coming in for you here as well. So there could just be things to shift and heal with this Five of Coins energy. And it can be stuff from your past. All right, Cancer, let's see what you need to know after the wreckage, your healing energies and a new chapter. Let's see. What do we have here? We have value your uniqueness. The world awaits you. Number 34. Wow, the world is awaiting you. What are you going to give us? What are we waiting for from you, Cancer? Let me know in the comments. So some unique gifts, something that you are going to be doing maybe for your career, since your 10th house has Saturn currently, Aries, and Neptune. So could be something with that, putting your creative works out into the world and visible. So what is this? Let us see. Let us know also in the comments. What is this uniqueness? Cancers. Aha, Ace of Cups. There's your energy, offering your cup to the world. And the Star. Are you kidding me? And the Lovers. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. Look at this energy. Look at, and this card. Like this, look at this. Value your uniqueness. Well, here it is, Ace of Cups. The world awaits you. Yeah, the world is awaiting your bright, shining, starry self, right? This is something to do, I think, with your creativity. Okay, your nurturing energy, and the world can be your world. Whoever is in your world doesn't have to be like world, like we're world famous or something like that. So, you know, your unique energy that you give, the love that you give to other people, the love and nurturing energy provides such a source of comfort and healing for them. It really is life transforming for them, but I also think it's life transforming for you when it's properly boundaried and you're making the choice to give that cup to the world. You know, the Star card is where Pluto is. That is your 8th house of transformation. So it's, I mean, like I said, your healing energy transforms yourself when you give of it, when you give of your creativity, your joy, your love, but it also helps people around you and is very healing, very transformative. And then we have the Lovers here. So you could be involved in maybe 2 new passion projects coming up. You know, you could be also really connecting with different ways to transform how you express yourself. That's the other thing. Some of you might be very involved in writing, especially fiction and poetry. But you could also be doing maybe a memoir. That's possible too with this Star card. Like if you're writing through and about some sort of deep experiences you've had in your life in order to heal yourself. There could also be something like that. And maybe your plan is to share that story with the world in some way, maybe through a book or through YouTube videos or, you know, some other means, you know, stuff like that. So gorgeous, beautiful energies, absolutely about following a beautiful, transformative healing path for yourself that, yes, you may be communicating the stories and the energies and sharing them with other people in your world who will really appreciate it. I think there's something here about sharing a deeper side of you that has not been shared up to this point. You tend to be, of course, very protective. You are the crab, you know, you're protective of your inner world, of course. But I think there's some aspect of your life and your creative energy and your love that may start being expressed more. All right, Leos, let's see what you need to know after the wreckage. Your healing message for your new chapter. Let's see, Leos, what do we have here? We have release inner tension, move into fluidity. These colors are very Leo, aren't they? With these golden tones. Okay, so what are you holding on tightly to control, right? This tension. So being more open to flow and fluidity, going with the flow, not feeling like you have to control every single element, every single thing. So let us see. That's going to help you a lot. Some of you do need to hydrate more. I mean, I'm working with a metaphor here, but I am kind of feeling that vibe. All right, let's see. Release inner tension. Yeah, healing. Look, and water with the star card. There you are, the strength. And the 8 of swords. Okay. So yes, you can be very profoundly fixated. Strength and the 8 of swords. Kind of on your heart's desires and wanting things a certain way, the way you want them. Okay. That is fixed sign energy. But that is causing the inner tension. Here's the 8 of swords, the mental energy. So yes, there is inner tension because there is something here about not really trusting the strength card that things will work out the way they need to work out in due time with patience and faith. They will work out. Star card, more patience and faith, the same thing, but you're over here like trying to engineer and micromanage situations with this 8 of swords. So this beautiful healing energy of the star card, just knowing that whatever is in the stars for you, whatever is written in the stars for you, Leo, yes, has its own time frame, its own timetable, its own way that it will flow into your life. I do believe certain things, not everything, certain things are destined. And the star card for me is a card of destiny. And we, of course, have our own free will to decide how we're going to deal with those some fated elements in our lives. Okay. So that's what I think is going on here. There is some sort of divinely orchestrated, divine timing situation that is on its way for you. Probably around your birthday. And we do have a big solar return. Excuse me. Well, that is your solar return. We have a big solar eclipse on August 13th, 15th, around there for your birthday. So that's what I feel. I mean, we got double 8s here. We got, we got your birthday season, August, showing up. So there's something that I think is arriving for you. Can you be in the state of ease and flow and openness to accept it? Because you know what? It might appear, the star card, Aquarius, very different than what you're trying to micromanage it into. So can you be open to a fated possibility that could be quite lovely, the strength card, but also very different than what you're currently thinking? All right, Virgos, let's see what you need to know. After the wreckage, a healing energy for you, for your new chapter. We have open to possibility. The whole world is before you. Number 23. Wow, beautiful. You've had the South Node going through your sign. That has caused some wreckage for you, I am sure, as it has eliminated and removed certain things from your life. And you've also had, as all of us have had, Uranus going through Taurus. That caused a lot of wreckage for people. So let us see. So there are new things on the horizon for you. 5 of Swords. Queen of Cups. And the Judgment. Yeah, okay. So there is an emotional rebooting that's going on in your life. So 2 weeks to 2 months, there could be some new things coming in. It could also be happening around Scorpio season with Judgment and the Queen of Cups showing up here. The whole world is before you. There's something that's still shifting for you, that you're still kind of emotionally processing. This 5 of Swords. The storm is clearing, though. Absolutely, I feel that. But emotionally, there may still just be a little hangover of something that's going on with you. Because, after the wreckage, there can still be lingering thoughts and emotions that we're processing through. That is only normal. But notice that you're facing this. The key here is to face it. It could be, words you had with somebody trying to manipulate you and you feeling guilty about it, but also knowing you did the right thing and standing your ground. It's like these types of things going on over here with this Queen of Cups, 5 of Swords. And also accepting your own discernment and your own judgments and decisions about what you did with that particular situation. Because I do think this is complete, this Five of Swords, Queen of Cups, in terms of what happened. It's just the emotional and mental processing may not be totally complete yet, but it's almost there. Okay, so new life, new possibilities. And I think really paying attention to spiritual guidance and spiritual messages, and maybe also some literal big announcements that are tailor-made for you. So this could be in whatever you're trying to manifest with these possibilities, like paying attention if you're looking for a job, paying attention to certain job notices that come out, emails you sign up for to get notified of new positions. If you're a songwriter and you're trying to get your songs out there and entering songwriting contests or writing contests, like paying attention to information is my point that, is coming in, but you may need to be a little proactive and seek out that information or get on some mailing lists, like these types of things, because the information is there. The call is there. The call of these new possibilities. Are you going to hear it? Are you going to put yourself in the position where you can receive the information and then take action on it? So I think that's the key here. All right, Libras, let's see what you need to know. After the wreckage, new chapter, new healing, all the things for Libra. Libras, we have let your hair down, delight in the gift of play, which is really interesting considering the card we got for the air sign element, isn't it? Okay, so after the wreckage, things will feel lighter for you. You are feeling like, yeah, I just want to go have some fun. I want to start living my life again with revived happiness, gusto, passion. Let's see what you need to know. Yeah, there's still something that's bothering you. Nine of Swords and a Nine of Wands. Oh my goodness. Libras. Yeah, and a Four of Coins. I'm pulling bonuses for you. Three. There we go. There's a Three of Cups and there's a Seven of Wands. Okay. I feel like this is also tied in with an identity shift because I think you were dealing with so much shenanigans for so long that it almost became your identity. This Four of Coins, Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords, like you've identified with your struggle the last 7-8 years. And then it's like, well, you mean I get to do different things? Every day doesn't have to be a winding road of struggle and drama and shenanigans. No, it doesn't. The tide has shifted. The energies have shifted. So I think you're coming into after the wreckage of, yes, you're going to start embracing your joy again. Three of Cups. But by the same token, we do have a Seven of Wands here. So it can also be, I still need to find my footing between both things. It's the Libra, it's the scales, it's the balance. You still, yes, may have a couple of things that you have to deal with. Okay. It's life. Just because Uranus left Taurus doesn't mean everything's rosy. I mean, we still have life. We still have things that we have to, go through. But I think the balance is coming back. That's the point. The balance is to start bringing the Three of Cups more into your life, as this card is saying, right? Let your hair down, delight in the gift of play. That's the Three of Cups right there. Because this got out of whack. This Nine of Swords, Nine of Wands, this tipped your scales right over. So that's what I think. I mean, that is the Libra energy. Everything in moderation, in balance. That is where your sweet spot is. So find some ways that you can start bringing this Three of Cups energy back and not feel guilty about it and not feel like, did wrong by doing that. No, you need that in your life. And the other thing I would say here too with this Seven of Wands, it can be about putting up energetic boundaries to protect that time as well. Because, other people probably want to keep you in a Nine of Wands, Nine of Swords situation where, they want to take advantage of your particular energy. They don't want you to go out and actually do something for yourself. So that could be part of reclaiming your balance and reclaiming your joy and lightheartedness as well, is to really put in those energetic boundaries. And with the Seven of Wands, it can be more about your actions than necessarily talking. So it can just be like you're just not available. All right, Scorpio, let's see what you need to know after the wreckage. A new chapter, healing energies, healing vibes. Let's see. Scorpio, what do we have here? Ooh, transform your relationships. Number 30, move on and move up. Oh my goodness. Okay. Well, this makes sense. If you have Scorpio rising, you had Uranus in your 7th house of relationships. So that, I'm sure, caused some relationships to sever, shatter, crack. So maybe you've already been through that. So this could be more of the moving on angle. Are you ready for new relationships in your life after the wreckage? Scorpio. Page of Coins. 9 of Wands. And the Page of Swords. There still is, and that's okay. There still is a 9 of Wands situation going on. So your energy may not be totally ready yet, but you're in process, and don't rush yourself. Scorpio energy of all the signs, I think, is the one that takes the longest to get over any type of heartbreak, whether that's with friends, family, romantic relationships. Everybody will say, no, it's Cancer. No, it is not. It is Scorpio. So you can argue with me in the comments. Let me know. But what I think is going on here, we have 2 pages, Page of Coins and the Page of Swords, and the 9 of Wands sandwiched in between those 2 energies of let's start, let's see. Am I really in a solid place, Page of Coins, in my life? Do I really value a relationship right now? Do I value other things? I'm still tired and wrung out from the experiences I already went through with Uranus and Taurus, 9 of Wands. Maybe I'm dealing just with my own stuff. I want to take care of myself better. I need to get some rest, etc. Okay. But then we have the Page of Swords, which does suggest, you know what? I will have a mindset shift. Don't rush me. That's a Scorpio. Like, don't boss me. Don't rush me. In good time, I will make the decision to invest in connections that are valuable to me. But this is the key, this 9 of Wands. Like, you want your relationships not to drain the life out of you, 9 of Wands. You want them to nurture you and create a sense of growth and happiness and joy, and not have everything be an emotional vampire situation. And I also think Scorpio, no matter what placement you have, often deals with those scenarios. As it says, move on and move up. Yeah, when you're ready. When you're ready. Let's just pull 2 more cards and just see about the moving up part. Let's just see. 7 of Swords and the 9 of Coins. Okay, this is very clear. So in future relationships, you are absolutely going to put your own self-worth and value first. And you are not going to sacrifice your own well-being to a shenanigan, 7 of Swords, until such time as it is revealed that that person is not a Fibonacci and that they're loyal and true and don't have ulterior motives. And a Scorpio can suss out ulterior moments and motives in a flash. So you might be kind of amused in that Scorpio way, the 9 of Coins here, with the way certain relationships and certain people may come in, but you've learned so many things about relationships and what you want to put up with and what you don't, that they may come with these ulterior motives and you're just like, really? Talk to the parrot. Talk to the parrot. I'd rather spend time with my cute little parrot than deal with your shenanigans. Sagittarius, after the wreckage, what do you need to know about healing, moving on, new chapters beginning? Ooh, we have number 10. Learn to nurture yourself. Become the love you deserve. After the wreckage. Much more boundaries, knowing your own worth, putting yourself first. All right, let us see. 10 of coins. And maybe your family. And the 2 of cups. Oh, but look who came to the party. The devil. All right. There may be a holdover family pattern from the past related to resources and self-worth and value. Like maybe your parents controlled you with money. Like if you didn't do what they said, they wouldn't give you your allowance, like that type of thing. I think there's some situation in your life with this 2 of cups that you're still operating from that dynamic. And after the wreckage, it's time to really notice that dynamic and, I think draw a boundary. That's the thing. It's this devil. Are the relationships in your life conditional? Like if you're nurturing me and doing what I say, then I'll give you the gifts and goodies that you want, 10 of coins. But it's the issue of control, the devil. It's unhealthy. There's some unhealthy dynamic here that you're going to say enough is enough. I can break free from this dynamic. I can do this for myself, this 10 of coins. So that's what I feel. I feel like there's like some sort of emotional bribery, but also possibly financial bribery, like a dangling of a carrot, which could have been going on with your work in some way, like promises, these types of things that weren't following through. And so there's something here about giving this to yourself and not relying on outside toxic energies or broken promises. I hope that makes sense. That's what I think. So, as it says, become the love you deserve. Yes, I mean, that can also be this 2 of cups, because sometimes I talk about the 2 of cups as like, your reflection in a mirror. And what are you mirroring back to yourself in terms of your own self-worth, what you deserve? 10 of coins, the ultimate pentacle here. We got the 10. Are you affirming that for yourself? Are you affirming the devil for yourself in terms of, feeling a sense of lack or, etc. So, that's what I think is going on here. And so after the wreckage, it's vital for you, I think, to put this devil in its place and also start investing in yourself and not allowing yourself to be emotionally manipulated through family or through work, especially too with, it's just the money issue is going on there, I think. And this could even be, if you're married, it could be the same thing. It's like, who controls the purse strings? Is somebody saying you can't spend your money on getting a massage, or you can't spend money on doing this, like nurturing yourself and taking care of yourself? You're done with that. You're not, no more of that if that's been going on. This is after the wreckage. We're rebuilding. And you're taking care of yourself, Sagittarius. Capricorn, let's see what you need to know after the wreckage. A healing message for you. New chapter for the Capricorns. Let us see. Ooh, what is this? Beautiful Capricorn color. Inhale the scent of life. The celestial bouquet awaits. Oh my God, that is gorgeous. What is the scent of life for you? Is it the petrichor? I love that word, and I love when that happens, which is how the air smells right before it rains. You know that smell I'm talking about, Capricorn? Let me know in the comments. So you are inhaling the scent of life, fragrance, aroma, beauty, flowers. Things are blooming after the wreckage. Everything's a metaphor. The celestial bouquet awaits. The stars are aligning in your garden of happiness, Capricorn. All right. And this green, right? The heart chakra. All right. Let's see. Let's see what we got here for you after the wreckage. This beautiful scent. Ode to Capricorn. The star. The Knight of Wands. And the 5 of coins. Okay. So this is about moving and grooving and being in the flow of energy of your second house of self-worth and money. And there's something here, this Five of Coins, there's something here about the scent of money, the scent of self-worth. Work with my metaphors here, Capricorn. Okay. Have you smelled money, right? That smell, like when they're like hot off the press, like when you get them fresh from the bank, they just got a new shipment in of Benjamins and you're like, ooh, these are crispy, right? It's like, and there isn't like a certain smell to them. Yes, I'm one of those weirdos who also loves the smell of old books. Just saying. Okay. I have a very sensitive nose. All right, inhale the scent of life. The celestial bouquet awaits. And here's our celestial bouquet, the star card. So when you are feeling good, when you are feeling aligned, when you are taking proactive measures, Knight of Wands, you feel inspired, you're making things happen in your life. That is when things align for you. That is when your money improves. So there's something here. This Five of Coins is showing up, right? So there's something here about your own sense of self-worth, because Pentacles for me are about self-esteem. And this can be about coming out of the wreckage of a season of lack, of a season of coming out of a season of feeling like things were passing you by. You had no prospects, that type of thing, or very few prospects. And this is about the energy coming back after the wreckage. And it really is also about, I think, being in the physical. It's the wands. So it's about being in your body. It's about like finding a signature scent. You know, scent is so powerful that, and there are things where it's like kind of like, you know, the Pavlov thing where scent can be a trigger for your manifestations. So I invite you to think about that. So there's something here about being in your body, something with the scent. Like every time you want to manifest a certain goal, like have a scent that you identify with that. Spray it around your room or spray it on yourself, whatever, or burn a candle that has that. And that can help you toward manifestations with your money goals and also with any type of visibility that you would like to have. The star card. Five of Coins is like, we're in the dead of night, in the middle of winter and a snowstorm. There's no visibility going on there except for the little light from the church. So this next chapter is about taking inspired action, I think, to some sort of new path that is, yes, going to be healing for you, but also may move you in an entirely new direction. And that's going to be the thing that also propels you out of any financial situation that might have been less than optimal for you. All right, Aquarius, let's see what you need to know after the wreckage. A new chapter, a fresh start. Let us see. Aquarius. All right, we have number 29. Make your life more interesting. Explore the unexpected. This is a very Aquarian card, isn't it? How are you going to do that? It can be very healing to try new things. Just have fun, experiment, see what's going on. Aquarius. Are you kidding me? Look, it's the Fool. Oh, but the Ten of Wands is showing up. And the Seven of Coins. Okay. You're very busy. We know this. You are a very busy person. But your heart is also craving that. The Fool. Your heart is craving some new beginnings that are unexpected. I mean, the Fool is an energy that is associated with Uranus. So I think there is this energy of shifting you out of routines, shifting you into seeing your world with new, fresh eyes and vision, and not always weighed down by so many responsibilities. You know, the Seven of Coins, is it going to be worth it? Maybe you have been holding yourself back from exploring new things, the unexpected, because you are at a certain point in your life where everything really needs to have a result, because that's where you're at, right? It needs to be adding to your bounty here with the Seven of Coins. Okay, I get it. I would say here, though, this is also something about your heart chakra, your creative energy, your need to nurture yourself. We can't always be in a 10 of wands, 7 of coins mode. Yes, there are responsibilities and things you have to do. Yes, you're focused on your material goals. You want to increase your finances. Okay, sure. But sometimes what you need to do to make those things happen is get out of a rut, experiment, try new things, see what else is out there. I think some of you are needing a little trip. It could just be a drive down to the beach, just something to get out of the very entrenched habits and routines, and I must do this responsibilities that you have going on right now. Play, inventiveness, travel, something that opens up your heart chakra to new possibilities, to life being an adventure and not just an obligation. Definitely, this is Uranian energy in your 5th house of your heart space, Aquarius. That's the other thing. So your heart is craving a new adventure. I'm not saying that you have to not be responsible anymore, but are you also being responsible to your own dreams, your own creative drives, the things you're interested in? Are you or are you not? Let me know in the comments, because it can be very healing to just get out of town for a day and have an adventure. All right, Pisces, let's see what you need to know after the Wreckage. Pisces. Ooh, this is colors, very Pisces. Number 41, rediscover source. Come home and come alive. Wow. Beautiful. So you're rediscovering the source of your energy. You're rediscovering source energy. You're coming home to yourself and you're coming alive. Wow. Gorgeous. Okay, let's see what you need to know about that, Pisces. Because it is a new you. Not only did you deal with Uranus and Taurus, as all of us did, but you also dealt with Saturn and Neptune in your sign the last 3 years. Now, yes, all of us dealt with that too, but it was more personal to you because you had them in your sign. All right. Then you may have felt you were at sea a lot, like that you felt very unmoored and not at home and not connected. And now you're coming home and coming alive. All right, Pisces. 2 of Swords. 3 of Cups. And the 8 of Coins. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. So you're coming alive in terms of you are not sitting on the fence anymore about choosing joy, choosing creativity, focusing on things that matter to you, getting back to work in whatever that means for you. But it's with joy. That's the thing, this 3 of Cups. So you were in a holding pattern. That's the thing with this 2 of Swords here. You had to do that internal work of assimilating, assessing, thinking about everything you went through. Absolutely. It just was a process. Maybe you're still going through it a little bit. It's possible. Okay. The rediscovering of the source is the source of your own joy. This 3 of Cups. For me, a 3 of Cups is a very Pisces energy. It is about flow. It's dance. They're in a beautiful circle together. It's energy of the muses, your creative inspiration, what makes you happy, what fills your heart with song and dance. Literally or figuratively. And then we have this 8 of Coins, freaking gorgeous. The Virgo, the focus, the attention to detail. I am willingly building this. I am willingly choosing this to focus on because it makes me so freaking happy. Whether it's your artistry, whether it's your career, whatever it is you want to build in your world, you're coming home and coming alive with joy in something that I think is going to be very interesting for you. And I would say too, this can be about building new relationships and connections in your life that are more infused with joy as well, because the Virgo, your 7th house energy. And for some of you too, it can be about building a new home with joy. Here's the thing too with this 8 of Coins. It's like what we focus on expands. And what you want to expand, like I said, is your own sense of joy of the things that you are doing in your life that do make you feel like you're alive again. So it's not work just for work's sake. This is not busybody energy, this 8 of coins. This work does have a purpose, and its purpose ultimately is about your own life force and life source energy. So thank you so much for joining me for your After the Wreckage healing vibe reading. Would love to hear from you in the comments, and make sure you check out the original video if you haven't already seen it about Uranus leaving Taurus, and check out some of the comments because they are truly extraordinary. The power of strength and perseverance that people had to make it through some of those situations is just, is just unbelievable. So thank you so much for being here, for all your likes, comments, shares, subscribes, hypes, all the things. Really appreciate all of you very, very much. I love you guys. Take care. I will see you again soon. Stella Wilde, signing out.